Welcome to East of Eden Readings. I'm your Chief Consultant Raheem, aka Reverend Rock, and tonight I'm going to really delve deep with y'all. And a lot of y'all are not going to be able to digest this, but it is necessary for me to divulge it to you nonetheless. It is imperative that you pay attention close to what I'm about to talk about tonight, because these are the things that these so-called pastors and reverends, Christian reverends and Christian pastors, leave out and don't speak with y'all about. You see, every holiday they go over the same doctrine. Every year, they just reverberate it, you know what I mean? But it's the same thing, over and over and over. But they don't get into the seams of the other chapters and the other verses. You know, like verses such as Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the air. What wheel did Ezekiel, the prophet Micha-El, see? Air with lights all around flashing. You must understand, back then he's speaking with a limited language. You must understand, J's wasn't even around back until like the 4th century AD. So how could Jesus' name be Jesus and the J didn't even exist? It was either an I or a Y, Yashu or Yashua. But anyway, it is imperative that we must understand that there are other worlds out there, other universes. You know, like you have an atom. You have like the nucleus, and then you have the protons, and then the neutrons, and they're all swerving about, just like a galaxy. You know what I'm saying? It's like a solar system with the sun as the nucleus, and the Earth, and Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, whatever you have circling around it. As above, so below. The world without reflects the world within. But anyway, we are conditioned to believe that we are the only beings, planet, that is in existence. But we have been slayed by hand. We have been bamboozled, tricked, for a lack of a better term. A lot of you go on the Christian doctrine, which Constantine, the last emperor of Rome, mixed Roman paganism, like, you know, Mercury, Hera, Zeus, Jupiter, with Christian saints and Christian mythology as a political maneuver. You know what I mean? As a political, what's the word? A strategic move to unite his kingdom. Because the people, the majority, was going forth on another trail. So he had to do something quick. Constantine. So he just mixed the old ways, the paganism of Roman mythology that we call mythology, with Christianity. And here we have it. And then, in the 14th century, when the African American slave trade was in full effect, They took this book and they revamped it as they saw fit, and they fed it to the slaves. Jim Crow, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Huey Newton, the Black Panthers, the Black Liberation Army, Malcolm X, Tupac, Biggie, Barack, Donald Trump, and now we're here, still at the same spot. $600 years later. My people, please wake up and get out of this dream. This American dream is an American nightmare that y'all have fallen victim to. I hate to say it, it breaks my heart to convey this news to you, but y'all have to divulge it. Y'all have to consume it. It's imperative for our survival. Because right now, whether you want to believe it or not, we're losing. We're losing, man. We're losing. You think because you got a fancy car, you think because you got this, you think because you got that. You don't own that car, man. That car is registered, man. You gotta register that fucking car, man. It ain't never gonna be yours. I don't give a fuck how much money you put into it, man. Only way to salvation is for us to relinquish these desires and passions that we have. And all of these desires and passions thrive and the drive is to get to the orgasm, to have another orgasm of whatever sex, whomever you desire, but the outcome is you want the orgasm. So you go to work, you try to be better than them, you compete in this rat race, in this competitive capitalist society. Crush, eat. You understand what I'm saying? In order to be the best, to be attractive for the eye of the beholder, so they can look at you, so you can sleep with them, to have an orgasm. That is the fruit, man. I'm telling you all. That is it. It's like I said, it's not rocket science, man. It's so simple how they put it in allegory in the Bible and all of the sacred texts, man. It's mind-boggling. It's right there in front of our face. We have to stop, man. Stop wanting. That is the same. Wanting and desire and passion. You are a slave to your desires. You care about what people think about you, man. Come on, man. We losing. You know, one thing I've analyzed by watching beats, and I'm allergic to beats, so I'm the type of person, when something holds my interest, I have like ADHD. I, go all in. And one thing I love about bees is, I don't care how big the animal that's disturbing their hive, while they're doing whatever it is they're doing, you disturb their hive. I don't care if you're an elephant. I don't care if you're a lion, a tiger, whoever the hell, whatever you are. I don't care if you come in a pack, a herd, or whatever, a pride or whatever. You mess with that hive, every last bee is coming out of there to defend that hive. Naturally, on instinct. There's no discussion it with a committee. It's no talking to Congress. There's no writing legislation. It's no marching, getting a petition to march. They've got to get a petition to march, you idiots. Y'all not tired of marching? Talking about the white man has all the guns. How the hell does the white man have all the guns? And I know my homeboy got a couple of them, and a couple of my sons have a couple of them. How they got all of them? Then that ain't all. Stop being stupid. There's the same amount of black and Hispanic people in the military forces that know how to use firearms, just like there are Caucasians. In the police force, in the FBI, in the CIA, man, come on, man. You really think that those people are actually gonna open fire on their own if the shit really hits the fan? Stop being stupid. They have all of their guns. Shut up, you ignorant motherfuckers. They have all of their guns. I got one. So they don't got all of them? Because I got one. $40 million Nubians. I'm not gonna call y'all African Americans because y'all ain't from Africa. Y'all don't know nothing about Africa but what they taught you from television. So I'm not gonna call y'all African Americans. Y'all ain't African Americans. Y'all are Nubians. Y'all are hybrids. Y'all are from the lost tribe of Israel. Isis Ra-El. Y'all are the chosen ones. Brought to here in bondage. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. And who the hell been last for the past 700 years? But nobody wants to preach that doctrine. Here I am, by the dawn's early light, for you punk motherfuckers that's scared to talk about these things for whatever reason. I know the reason. Anyway, back to these beings. The Elohim, the Neteru. Again, whatever you want to call them. The us, that in Genesis it said, let us make man in our image. This plural form of beings. And they made them he and she, male and female, which means that the original being was androgynous, with male and female sexual organs, but in a physical plane, because they was not in the physical realm. They was not in this place where we are now, this fucking petrified, materialistic slime. Because this is slime that we're in. We're a luminous beings, are we? Beings of light, photons, particles, not this crude matter. This is what happened when we wanted to sort after the orgasm, because we have no self-control, busting nuts, having children. You foolish mortals. Y'all are not going to stop. The only thing that's going to get us back, because here's the thing. Not one of us can leave by ourselves. We all came here together. That means we must leave together. With that being said, the only thing that'll get us back to that higher dimension, that one union with God, is either we stop having sex and ejaculating and having children, which I know we're not going to do, because you're weak and pathetic. So I know you're not going to do that. Or something cataclysmic has to happen, like a flood or a meteor has to hit us and destroy us and wipe us out completely. But other than that, you idiots are not gonna stop busting nuts, because y'all nasty. Y'all nasty, slimy. Just think about it. Vaginal fluid and semen. Slime. You're nothing but slime. The Anunnaki. Anunnaki. Among the Anunnaki / El Anunnaki or Al Elohim are those beings who were sent down to the planet Ki, Earth, known to you as angels. The word Anunnaki means those who Anu sent from heaven to earth. They are called Neteru, meaning guardians, by the Egyptians. The Anunnaki are the mighty ones. In Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic, the mighty ones are referred to as Jabarians or Jabar. In Aramaic, Hebrew, the mighty ones are referred to as Jabarim or cherubim. The very elite among the Anunnaki are called the Rakish or the Dener or the Inger, meaning the righteous ones or divine ones of the rocket ship, or Ilu, meaning the lofty ones, an Akkadian, like the Ilu of the Nine. The Anunnaki, Elohim, Neteru, were acting as intermediaries between Earth and Nibiru. They came to the planet Earth in order to find gold and other resources to take back to their planet, which is the 8th planet, Risk, spelled R-I-Z-Q, of the 19th galaxy called Elium, meaning on high, which was on its way to destruction due to constant rays from 2 suns, Apsu and Shamash. They were supposed to deliver a processed gold to spaceships that would be stored on the dark side of the moon, called Kingu or Sheski. And Lamu, Mars. This is where they constructed and loaded the 30-mile-long cylinder-shaped crafts. They used Lamu, Mars, to assemble crafts to launch. The Anunnaki arrived on the planet Ki by way of passenger crafts called Shams. Their planet-sized ships, Nibiru, which means planet which crosses the skies, or planet of the crossing, where the original cross means. So that crucifix that you'll see with Jesus dying on it, for a quadrillion years before that, the Nibiru used that cross to symbolize their planet. So whenever you see a circle with a cross in it, that's the symbol of the planet Nibiru. It's not even a planet, it's a planet ship, it's a mothership. The cross with the circle around it. Nibiru. Anyway, where was I? The planet-sized ship Nibiru, which means planet which crosses the skies, or planet of the crossing, travels at 1,008,672 feet per second, the speed of light. Nibiru is about 2.5 to 3 times the size of the planet Earth. Nibiru has a crystal dome giving the ability to break down light. It has solar panels that are the size of pins heads or less than that and can generate millions and millions of watts of energy. Nibiru was set up for holographic interdimensional transport and manned over 144,000 crew members, headed by 24 elite beings called Yahwehahins, 12 agreeable and 12 disagreeable. Nibiru is also called the Merkaba, meaning the movable throne. These extraterrestrials are aboard the mothership Nibiru. The Anunnaki's descriptions are dark greenish brown skinned olive toned beings with non-ether hair texture, or what you would call kinky or kingly hair. Now I'm going to go to the Bible, specifically to the book of Ezekiel, to show you where in Scripture it talks about these crafts and these beings that Ezekiel saw in a vision. There's even a song about it. Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. The baritones go will, and then the sopranos and the altos go Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air, and they'll say that over and over on the baritones. Well. I used to love that, man. I used to go to school and church. But yeah, but what wheel do you think they're talking about? He saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air, a wheel with lights. You must understand, he's trying to explain this thing the best way he knows how, in a limited language with limited phonetics. He's never seen a car before, let alone an airplane. So what is this wheel he sees in the air with all these lights? I'm going to go to Scripture. Ezekiel, let's go. I'm just going to fast forward to the likeness that he describes of this vehicle that he saw, of these entities, the Anunnaki, the Elohim, we created man in our image. These beings that y'all are waiting for to come back and save y'all, that y'all don't even know that are walking around amongst y'all right now as we speak, and y'all don't even know who they are because you're too caught up in your lives and you're not paying attention to what's going on. Many of you are too concerned about your past and worried about what happened, and a lot of you are trying to manipulate your future, and you're focused on that, and you're not paying attention to what's going on right now, so you're missing it. Ezekiel 1, chapter 1, verse 4. As I looked, a stormy wind came out of the north, a great cloud with brightness around it, and fire flashing forth continually. In the middle of the fire, something like gleaming amber. In the middle of it was something like 4 living creatures. This was their appearance. They were of human form. Each had 4 faces, and each of them had 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like burnished bronze. Under their wings on their 4 sides they had human hands, and the 4 had their faces and their wings thus. Their wings touched one another, each of them moved straight ahead without turning as they moved. As for the appearance of their faces, the 4 had the face of a human being, the face of a lion. Leo, the human being, of course, is Aquarius, the water bearer, or the serpent bearer, or serpentarius. Remember the 13th omitted sign that they don't tell you about. But that's in another video. Subscribe to my page and you can check that video out. That's Secrets of the Serpent. But anywho, where was I? The four had their wings, faces in their wings thus. Their wings had touched one another. Each of them moved straight ahead, without turning as they moved. As for the appearance of their faces, the four had the face of a human being, the face of a lion, Leo, on the right side, the face of an ox, Taurus, on the left side, and the face of an eagle, Scorpio. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread out above each had 2 wings, each one of which touched the wing of another, while 2 covered their bodies. Each moved straight ahead. Wherever the spirit would go, they went without turning as they went. In the middle of the living creatures there was something that looked like burning coals of fire. You must understand, this guy Ezekiel, this prophet, this Ezekiel El, you must understand another thing, that the word El is nothing short but the Hebrew word for God. So when you hear Ezekiel El or Joel, anybody with the L or Ang-El, that is late. You know that they are deities, beings that are extraterrestrial, not of this earth. Because a terrestrial, which is Latin for the earth, so you have to be an extraterrestrial. You're extra extraordinary. You're not a terrestrial. See, these beings are terrestrials, but you're not. You're one of the 144,000 chosen. That's why you're watching this. The rest of the world ain't watching me. They're so engulfed into their foolishness. I didn't come back for them. I came back for you, the 144, the ones that are watching. You're about to get so much knowledge that you're about to change the dynamic of the world. I put my soul on it. This is what I came here to do. I came back to do. Y'all been saying this name with a J. Just saying it over and over and over and over. Even though that's not the legitimate word, title, or name, it's the passion behind it that made me come back to y'all, to help y'all. Because, believe it or not, y'all are in a crisis. Y'all are in an illusion that y'all are free. Because y'all go to work and you have little entertainments. Y'all can go to the club, y'all can go to your friend's house, y'all can go to a bar, you can do this, your Netflix and blah, blah, blah. That's just stuff to medicate you. To put another wool over your eyes, smoke and mirrors, so that you can't see that you are figuratively and literally bound, gagged, and chained, 8 of swords. I love you. Look at me. Look into my eyes. I wouldn't study this for over 25 years to divulge this information. Risking my life. People die divulging information like this. But my love for y'all is so deep and so strong. My pain from us, our genocide, killing ourselves, is so strong that it overpowers any type of fear. My name is Rahim. It's Arabic for compassion. Compassion for my people. It is also Hebrew for a womb of a pregnant woman. what isn't more compassionate than the womb of a pregnant woman? Pregnant with ideas. Pregnant with solutions to the current problem that we're in. Look, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Just look around you. Peep game. Ain't nobody talking about this. Not for real. They faking the phone, trying to get $1. You judge a tree by the fruit it bears. An apple tree doesn't bear no bananas. A grapevine doesn't produce no strawberries. Like attracts like. It's not rocket science. I love y'all, and that is why I'm conveying this, I'm divulging this. My compassion for the Nubian drove me to study and to seek so that I may find, to figure it out. Ancient texts record numerous instances of back and forth travel by the Ilium, the alien, but it's really pronounced Ilium, spelled Illyuwa, Ilium. But you know, the Caucasoid kind of distort everything instead of, and you know, and it's a form of control. Whenever a person calls you out your name, you know, a lot, like when I first moved to Buford from New York, they was calling me Roneen, and my name is Raheem. That's all a part of their mental control or whatever. The same thing with this. The Ilium, not alien. That's disrespectful. That's like somebody calling me Raheem, Roneen, or Ronell, or that boy. But anyway, with no indication of a link to the planet's proximity, there are also a number of tales of Earth, Nibiru traveled by Earthlings that omit any assertion of Nibiru seen in the skies. A sight stressed, on the other hand, when Anu, the regent of Nibiru, visited Earth circa 4000 BCE. In one instance, Adapa, a son of Enki, by the Earthling woman who was given wisdom but not immortality, paid a very short visit to Nibiru. Accompanied by the Anunnaki, Damuzi, and Ningishizidar, Enoch, emulating the Sumerian Amaduraki, also came and went twice in his lifetime on Earth. mixing of the clay. With the component extracts and essences was not yet the end of the procedure. The egg of the eighth woman, aka the Cro-Magnon, fertilized with the sperm and genes of the young Anunnaki, the Eliun, pronounced alien / illuminated one, was deposited in a mold where the binding was to be completed. Remember, the Eliun were light beings. We're light beings. But this is where the shit gets tricky. A lot of you think that you're going to go back to this place for where my father promised you. But it's only 144,000 going. Because a lot of you don't have that DNA. And this virus, this so-called COVID-19 or whatever, coronavirus, is letting them know who has the lost DNA cell structures in their body, because they're not dying from any strand that they put out there into the domain, into the realm, into the infrastructure of the people. These 144,000 are proven to transcend beyond the stifles of the virus. Fertilized and molded egg was to be reimplanted in a female womb, but not in that of its original eighth woman, Cro-Magnon. Rather, it was to be implanted in the womb of an Eliun, an Anunnaki female. Enki announced to the gathered, Anunnaki that his own spouse, Ninki, had volunteered for the task. The golden child was Tut-Ankh-Amun, the incarnation living image of Amun-Ra. Yet he died before he could fulfill his mission and keep the throne. Age of 9 for 3.5 years to the age of 13, died. His extraterrestrial father, Ankh-Atun, whose name also Nefer-Kaf, Ra, Wa, and Amhotep, Pa, Raban IV, appeared for the ninth gate to be opened at a place that was set up, Akat-Atun. Horizon of Atun, the site of Amarna. All was in place, yet he died. So at the shift of this planet, all the gates have shifted. The upper ninth gate, north, east, and the lower ninth gate, west and south, for the time of the sun, Atun-Ra, will rise in the west. So in time, there will be 2 east and 2 west, as it shifted once, and the planet will shift again. As you read the Muslim book Al-Quran, who will deny it? Quran 55:16. So which of you 2 human, jinn, or mortal man, blessings of your 2 masters, you 2 will lie about? Quran 55:17. He is the master of the 2 east and master of the 2 west. So the east will become west and the west will become east. This can only happen with the planet shift, as the sun will rise in the west, Matthew 24:27, Quran 55:18. So by which of blessings of your 2 masters will you lie about? So which of you 2 human, jinn, and mortal man's blessings of your 2 masters will you lie about? He created a forgettable creature from potter's clay as a proud one to make sure you will see 2 east and 2 west. The Savior will rise up in the west. Africa is east of this west. Arabia, Jerusalem is far east from America. Matthew 24:27. I am here as the Ancient of Days to bring him forth to you. For both mortal men Negaru, Negroid, and humans, Jinn, Kakasu, Caucasoid, will both lie about this event. Most of these of Abraham, who is the Sumerian Ibrahim, son of Terah, priest of Nippur and Haran. Those of who follow Ibrahim, Oran, and Genesis well as the gospel. They don't have the originals, and most don't understand what they are reading. They lost so many of their older tablets. They refuse to accept the Sumerian or Egyptian records, so they make up meanings for the things they don't understand. They don't know which Christ they follow, or the stories originated from Egyptians, Osiris, Ashtat, Set, Isis, and Hara and Haral, Horus, and the virgin birth story. Being Osiris was dead, yet Ashtat gave birth to his son Harar Horus. From that ancient Egyptian story were all others born, so they made their own Jesus Christ Messiah story. That's where the story of Jesus came from. I'm taking my glasses off so y'all can understand. Y'all keep calling this name Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You must understand that the J is a modern letter. There was nobody named J back then. Nobody! But y'all don't even give a damn to know, because y'all don't give a fuck to read. All y'all give a fuck about is busting nuts. Stop playing with y'all. I'm gonna let you know how it is. That's all y'all give a fuck about. That's why you go to work. That's why you put in the extra hours to go do this, to buy this, so you can fucking have sex, you nasty motherfuckers. You're not trying to get the fuck out of here. Because if you was trying to get the fuck out of here, you would listen to me. Follow me. You want true salvation? You want the real story? And not that fake bullshit that y'all getting from them shuck and jive preachers? Getting money off of y'all? And you know, I can't blame all of them. Because a lot of them do believe that what they're speaking is the truth. But they've been fooled. And it breaks my heart because I know they mean well. But still, that doesn't stop the fact that we are in a crisis and we need a crash course on I don't even know how to put it to y'all because words are so delicate, and y'all need a crash course on being re-educated. Y'all must unlearn what you have learned. Everything that y'all learned, y'all gotta flip it upside down. The majority of things that you've learned was learned under duress, and the superior party that implemented these doctrines were under a lot of fear when they came up with these rules and regulations. There was a tremendous amount of stress. So of course, naturally, they didn't even think logical. They were just trying to preserve their own race. But in the meantime, everybody gotta suffer. Everybody. It's none of your business what another motherfucker thinks about you. It isn't. It's none of your motherfucking business. Fuck them. Do you? Because when my Father comes back for the 144,000, because like I said again, like a lot of y'all y'all trying to act good and trying to do this and trying to do that. Y'all think y'all about to go back to the mothership. Y'all think you're about to go back on the middle and get the fuck out of here and go back to the planet Risk. Y'all ain't going. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. If y'all don't got that DNA in you, that strand, that same shit that's on the side of them fucking ambulances, that same emblem that's on the side of them hospitals, letting you know the secret, arcane, esoteric meaning of that shit, that if you ain't got that DNA, you're not going back home, motherfucker. Not all of y'all are Nephilim. Not all of y'all are the fallen angels. You judge a tree by the fruit it bears. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. The ones that are on the bottom are the ones. You think because you got a motherfucking big ass house and you give the motherfucking charity that your ass is gonna get in that mothership? You're an idiot. You're lacking the one main ingredient that would get you there. I've noticed on social media, a lot of people, doing readings. That's good. We, the Nubians, like I said, I'm not going to call you African Americans. I'm going to call y'all Nubians. Y'all Nubians, y'all hybrids, y'all are waking up. But I feel a lot of y'all are using this pseudo-psychology, this astrology and stuff, as a crutch to be lazy. And not only just to be lazy, but to fulfill your sexual passions. Again, going back to the Garden of Eden and the orgasm. Y'all using this gift to fuck. And you will be punished. Now, a lot of y'all gonna be faced with this, what is it called? Dissonance. When you give somebody facts and they reject it, they can't digest it, even though it's actual, factual, documented, their mind still can't accept that what it is. Dissonance, what is it all? Cognitive dissonance. And a lot of y'all gonna be faced with this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love you. You don't lie to the ones you love. You don't have to take my word. Research it. Research what I'm saying. I didn't just make this up out of my brain. You see the plethora, the library of books that I've read? Come on. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Believe in me. And I can assure you, you will be in a better place. And it's not like, ain't no exercise. You're going to have to do some fasting. You're going to have to eat right naturally. You don't want to put poison in this, even though this body, this slime that we're in, you don't want to your light to be living in a fucked up piece of slime. Make the slime the best slime that you got. Look at the slime I'm in. You understand what I'm saying? I made the best of this shit. This flesh. But I am the light. Ye are the light of the world. My people, when are we gonna wake up, man? And I'm not trying to be funny, man. Like, come on, man. I see a lot of these people, at least females, playing with crystals and rocks and stuff, man, to try to get in a zone. And all you need to know, the only thing you need to know, fuck them rocks and all that other shit and incense and all that other bullshit. Your focus determines your reality. Whatever the fuck you put emotional charge to, emotional focus on, will manifest eventually. I put my soul on it. Fuck them crystals and rocks. Those are gimmicks. Let them. Trust me, you're being bamboozled with that. Let it go. You don't have to put on no beads. You don't have to wrap your hair up in multicolored turbans in order to be spiritual. That's showbiz, man. That's Hollywood. The true you is in here. like Kanye West. I'm type of nigga like Kanye West. You gonna see lawyers and niggas and Jordans. My lawyers gonna have Jordans on. But that don't mean they can't get down. My people. Jesus. And my thing is, a lot of you, Jesus could be walking amongst you right now. You're the Jesus with the J. And y'all wouldn't even know him. Because if he was to profess to say who he was, y'all wouldn't even believe him. You would be like, he crazy, he fool, all that stupid nigga shit y'all do. And make him feel inadequate or uncomfortable. So if he was in his right mind, he couldn't even say who the hell he was. For fear of being ridiculed and persecuted. Y'all probably lock his ass up or kill him. Like, come on, let's be for real. Y'all would kill y'all savior. That's how dumb y'all are. I'm telling y'all to your face. Y'all are so dumb, y'all would kill the same Messiah y'all keep fucking calling his motherfucking name. You stupid motherfuckers. Oh, he can't be Jesus because he ain't this. Oh, he can't be the Messiah because he ain't that. Oh, he can't be the Messiah because he ain't got no this. Oh, he... idiots. This ain't a middle finger because it ain't on this finger. How about that? And this is the motherfucking race that I gotta save. We so motherfucking horny from the age like 12 to motherfucking 25. We want to fuck anything in sight. We don't give a fuck who it is. And then we don't use condoms. And then we ain't got no older dude to tell us, yo, don't nut in her unless you want to marry her. Just don't nut in her. Because you're going to be in a long line of child support. They don't tell the youngsters that. And they nutting them. And then the conflict comes. And then they don't be together. Then she gets another baby daddy. Then he leaves. And then she's a child. And then she's raising a young lady and a young man. She don't know how to do it because she was raised in the same fucking cycle. So he's growing up And he don't know what the hell is going on. The sister don't know what's going on. The brother. And they're living in poverty. A perpetual cycle. They don't know no better. He goes out there, goes to school. He doesn't have no sense of pride. He doesn't have no discipline. Somebody talks about his sneakers. He's embarrassed. Because he's poor. But he has a gun. And you get them on the streets cheap. So he blasts on them. It's a never-ending cycle. Stop busting nuts in these females, you stupid niggas, if you're not going to be with them and raise that child mentally. Fuck your money, nigga. And you female, I'm not just getting on him. You have to be a woman and stop trying to be a man. So this man can do what he's supposed to do with his child. That means you need to shut the fuck up. Because it's your mouth that gets you 45 years old and alone with a goddamn Pomeranian. But you ain't gotta listen to me. Oh, Raheem, he ain't women. Oh, Raheem, he like this. Hey, I'm straight. I'm a man. But I love you though. I'm telling you. You have to listen to all my young females. Don't follow the ways of your parents. They were wrong. They were wrong. Look at them. They're lonely and miserable. Do you really want to end up like them? Think about it. Their whole life is their job and you. That's why they get upset when you miss events and stuff like that. And you like, man, what's the big deal? Because you're young and full of energy and stuff. You don't get it. But they are so distraught about it. Because they made you their life. Because their mouth chased off some man or companion they were supposed to have. That would have left you off the hook. Now they raised you in the same way. So now the cycle is going to be perpetuated to where you're going to do the same thing. You're going to be lonely with your fucking Pomeranian. Because your mouth. And it's not like I'm getting on my sisters. But like I said, the brothers is just as bad. You lying. You're deliberately lying to her. Telling her she looks good. Telling her she loves you. Whatever the fuck she wants to hear in order to bust a nut. In order for the orgasm. And then when you the stupid niggas take the condom off. Like you don't know that an egg and a sperm creates a fucking fetus. You dumb motherfuckers. Y'all don't want to fucking take care of them. You flee off into the mist like a ghost. And leave a child to raise. And she's hurt. And she's in pain. You can't fucking blame her. She's raising these boys in fear. Wake the fuck up. She's the fucking head of the household. There ain't no man there. She's raising the fucking nigga in fear. So he's growing up, raised off of a feminine fear factor. So when he becomes an adult, he doesn't know anything about being a man. So he's all fucking scraggly. So as soon as somebody hurt his feelings, he's blasting off. Because you ain't there, nigga! You pussy ass niggas! Because you ain't there. That's why our kids are killing each other. Because you ain't there. You failed them. We have failed our children. How can you look at yourself in the mirror? Kill yourself. You say, well, the Caucasian, he goes up in the school and he blasts off and he shoots 100 kids. Fuck all of that. Mind your business, nigga. What about you? We talking about you. When the fuck you gonna wake up? Always worry about the next man. What about the Caucasian? What about giggle? Wake up. I've been going for a long time. I'm not gonna lie, I've been reluctant to come back. I've been watching y'all from a distance. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see any hope in y'all. I thought y'all was a lost cause. I figured just let y'all drown in y'all own iniquity. When I was up there with the council talking with my father and them and the 32 council members, I'm not even gonna lie. Before they sent me here, I was like, why? Just let them destroy themselves. But something happened inside of me. I was like, no. I still some sort of hope inside y'all beings called earthlings, humans. Whatever y'all are, whatever the hell y'all want to call yourself. What do y'all call yourself? Homo sapiens? Homo sapiens. I really think this is a really big if. I'm putting it out there. I really believe that y'all can do it, man. Once the message is out and I feel y'all comprehend it in its entirety, because it's not like I'm saying having kids are a bad thing, but then again, it is. It's a sin. It's a sin to bust the nut, to have the orgasm. That is the sin. I mean, just think about it. That's why virgins are so important to sacred organizations in their rituals. They don't want nobody who's tainted by the orgasm. They want a virgin of pure spirit. Like I said again, the individual that has never experienced an orgasm has a strong life force that is so strong that it can use with the universe, you know, like osmosisly. That much time, man. And I don't want to keep reincarnating back here and over again. Oh, that's another thing. We reincarnate over and over again. Like Ecclesiastes, there's another verse in the Bible. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 4 describes another universal law. One generation passes away and another generation comes. So thus there is nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. In other words, what that chapter verse is trying to describe is that your soul is immortal. It reincarnates over and over on your mother's side of the family. So everybody on your mother's side of the family, y'all have been incarnated with over and over again. Where they tricked you at is making you believe that this is a man's world. But his mother's baby, father's baby. From time immemorial. But yet again, you incarnate from your mother's side of the family over and over, and we're trapped into this cycle over and over until you stupid motherfuckers stop busting nuts. When I die, I'm coming back as one of my niece's children. I already know that. I don't want to come back and start all over again as a child, because this is an awful place to be. And to have children in this realm because you want to bust a nut is selfish! And you lack self-control. Obviously. Because you can't control yourself enough to stop. Or put a condom on. Or don't even nut. Stop busting the nut. Stop eating the fruit. Stop partaking of the fruit. Stop succumbing to the serpent. I mean, your son of a bitches are fucking scared of the motherfucking real life. Why y'all ain't scared of the metaphor? Why y'all ain't scared of the allegory? Fuck. That's the serpent, nigga. I had a video that I posted the other day. Some young lady responded, "Good, whatever, King." Don't call me King. No, dude, that's insulting. King of what? I pay taxes. I'm a king. You know what I mean? Listen, like I said again, I'm tired of my people, my Nubian people, living in illusions, fantasy realms and dimensions. Drinking symbolic blood like you a vampire, or eating symbolic flesh of Christ like you a cannibal. Man, come on, man. Black men, Prince Hall Masons. The whole system of Masonry was designed and came from our culture for the Caucasoid to learn so he can be civilized. Why the hell would the black man start a chapter? You idiots! You kiss ass motherfuckers. Yeah, I said it. Y'all just want to be down. The white man, the Caucasoid. You want to do everything he wants to do. And he tricked you again. Bamboozled your ass again. Y'all proud Prince Halls. You idiots. That's your knowledge. That's your knowledge that you're paying dues to. The higher degrees are deliberately lying to the lower degrees. You think you have a secret? You don't know shit. And the higher you go, the more elaborate the secret gets, and the more illustrious it gets, and the more bamboozled you get till you wrapped up in your own iniquity. Because the average man's brains can't process and divulge the information that he is getting. But yo, what do I know? I'm this ordinary God. Oh, you thought I was gonna say man? I ain't no motherfucking human like y'all. Are you kidding me? Do I look like a human? Do I act like a human? Do I act like y'all? Do I move like y'all? Oh, there's other beings here just like me. Like I said again, 144,000 of us. My true brothers and sisters, my true family. And when I say family, I'm not talking about the ones that came from my biological womb. I'm talking about the ones that fell with me here to this dimension. So now I gotta fucking figure out how I gotta clean this shit up to get the fuck out of here. Because y'all are fucking living under a goddamn cloak that's blinding y'all from any type of light. To where y'all playing with rocks and crystals and cards. I'm laughing, but it's not fucking funny. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. Cause you got the nerve to be judging and shit. Take the plank out of your eye before you judge a motherfucker's plank in their eye. Sweep off the dust off of your step before you talk about the dust on somebody else's step. Like the legend of, when the lady, the supposedly whore that was sleeping with everybody's husband in the village, and they sought to stone her because back then that's what they did. They stoned you to death when you had transgressions or broke laws or broke commandments. That's how they dealt with you. Before they started hanging you, they stoned you. That's a miserable death. But anyway, they came up to the same God that y'all be calling Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But he wasn't Jesus. Jesus is a title. But he was the Christ embodiment, reincarnated at that time. Because he comes back. I come back every 2,000 years because you motherfuckers seem to can't get it right every 2,000 years, and I gotta keep coming back to save y'all dumbasses. And I'm tired. But anyway, came to Yahshua. We're gonna call that Jesus guy that y'all call Jesus, that title, we're gonna call him Yasu. So the whore, the harlot went to Yasu and was like, and everybody was like, yo, she's having sex with all of the guys' husbands, and she's having sex with them, and everybody in the fucking village was all mad and crying and mad, and they wanted to stone her. And they were like, Jesus, yo, check this out, Yasu, yo, she's doing this, yo, we gonna kill her, we kill her. Jesus was like, yo, what should we do? Like, what should we do? What should we do? She was fucking everybody in the village, and she was getting all the husbands. She needs to be destroyed. That's the law. That's the rule. That's the commandment. Rabbi, which is Hebrew for teacher, master. What should we do? Yasu was like playing in the dirt. He wasn't playing in the dirt. I'm gonna tell you what he was doing. And it says it in the Bible. He was doing his spell. He was writing on the earth with his finger. In the dirt, in the earth. His spell. And his spell was, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. Everybody in the village looked at one another and was like, well, I done did this. I done did this, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? Well, I done did this. So, in other words, they had to let the whore go. Because ain't none of you are free from blemish. None! I'm Raheem of Ease of Being Readings. Peace, and I'm out.